What up, YouTubers? This is Rage Quit Rick here, brought to you by Ghetto Ass Productions. On my MacBook webcam, I don't have my game room set up, and I do not have a camera yet. Or editing equipment, because what you see is what you get. I don't do any editing. I probably just filmed probably about 20 times, fucking up constantly, so I really need to get this stuff. I probably just wasted about an hour, and that's taken away from my gameplay. So I think this is gonna be my last one. I'm just gonna ramble and fuck up. I don't care. But I have an issue I want to talk about, and it's really been bugging me the past, I don't know, probably 3 months, 4 months. Actually, it's been bugging me for like the past year. Is these game prices on Retro World. It's getting insane, and I think it's going to go to the point where it's going to ruin the actual market, and it's going to ruin the community. People aren't going to buy no more. They're just going to go and download it or make repos for themselves, because that's an option I'm thinking about doing, just making repos for myself. I'm tired of the pricing. I can easily make a copy of any game. It's not hard. You can go on YouTube and watch people that do it, and it's not hard. And I believe a lot of the games out there that you're buying, probably about 30% of it are repos to 25%. People are fucking people over. So that's another problem that we're having. But let me get back into this. All right, take a moment of thought on this. Think about it. You probably guys know where I'm gonna go with it. I'm just gonna name two things: retro gaming, comic book. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make retro gaming into a comic book market, and it's gonna fall. There's more demand into comic books than it is retro gaming. You can argue with me if you want, but it's more demand, and I think it actually holds a more value. Like, you can charge $1,000 for a first appearance of Batman because you're not going to find it. Don't quote me on that. I'm probably sure it goes more than that. But the comic book world has it down right. It's the formula on pricing on a comic book is the perfect formula in my opinion. I'll give you an example. I bought 2 comics a while back. First appearance of Mary Jane and the last the last artwork and penciling and all that of Steve Ditko of Spider-Man issue number 39. And I believe it's 39 or 36. Don't quote me on that. I bought those both for $50, graded at a probably 2.5 to 1.5, so somewhere in there. They're not actually graded. I'm pretty knowledgeable in grading, so it's somewhere around there. It's a good price. Near mint condition, probably an 8 to 10. You're probably looking at high 3 figures to maybe 4 figures. Now look at that. That's a big difference on low quality to high quality. And I think we need to bring that into that formula into the actual retro video game world. To loose and complete in box. Complete in box. I'm picking a random game here because this is a good example. Action Fighter for the Sega Master System. Great game. I'm pretty sure if about 1,000 you watch this video, this fucking game will go up in price. Because I did an amazing fucking review on it or something. And that's another fucking problem we're having with the retro video game world, is a lot of the YouTubers out there just mass producing a lot of subscribers, and you're like, this game's fucking awesome. It is super fucking rare. I got it for $5 and it's worth $150, and it just drastically increases this fucking price of the game. And I think that's another root of the problem. Also, eBay resellers are a root of the problem. And eBay's a root of the problem. Amazon's a root of the problem. The only place you can go buy a game for a reasonable price is at your local flea market resellers. And they give you, like, good pricing on games if you buy in bundle. But let's get back to the grading system I think we should go off of. A 10.0. So let's take Contra Complete in Box, because that's a game I'm recently trying to buy. It goes for around $75. Alright, so we say this is Contra Complete in Box if it came for the Sega Master System. If it ever did, I'm not saying it did, and you guys are probably going to go out there and try to look for a Contra on the Sega Master System, but it didn't. But it should have this little hanger thing. It should have a clean outside. If you buy factory sealed, that's the best way to do it. That would be your 10.0. You're not going to get a 10.0 with a video game unless it's factory sealed. And still then, it's not a 10.0 because it can still get sun damage and it can still get fucked up. But, let's get back to this, sorry. The cover's dirty. The box is in shitty, condition. But it should have a manual. And some games come with promos or anything like that, or maps or something like that. And then you get your cartridge. Now, if this was a Contra, now the way it should be graded is you should look and see if this is on here. It should have the promo. It should have the manual. It should have the game. Now I know it comes in an NES box. It should have the cellophane. It should have the, what do you call it? I'm brain dead right now. Styrofoam. There we go. Styrofoam. It should have the styrofoam in there. And you see a lot of these games out there that don't have styrofoam inserts in these NES complete in box. So don't put complete in box on eBay if it's not complete in box, because it's not complete in box unless it has everything in there. Is like if it was 1985 and you bought that shit off the shelf, then it's complete in box. But say this game right here, Action Fire, was worth $100. Let's make it easy, $100. It's not worth $100. It's probably worth about $5. And it has a shitty cover. It's got a dent right here. It's got another dent right here. The box is in shitty shape. The manual's in, okay condition. And the cartridge has some wear and tear. The label's good though. I would probably grade this probably a 6. So say if it's $100, mint condition, a 10.0 should be worth $100, and a 6 should be worth around $60. So we take the manual out, not in there. That takes about, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It takes probably about 20% out of the equation. So now it's roughly around $40. Say this thing is not on here. Now it should be worth around 30 to 35 because it's damaged. Let's say this whole thing, this plastic covering is broke. It should be worth probably about another 20. So when we take this and it's not in there, this is a loose copy. This should be no more worth than $5 to $10. If this is all mint, like no noises, and it's mint, it should be worth $10. So that reverts me back to the Contra. Alright, if it's going for $75 complete in box, your theory is the box is worth half the video game. No, it's not, because there's more shit that comes in that box. The game is not worth half the video game. If you're considering a manual is only $5, say Contra's going for $35, complete in box, it's worth about $75. Where's that formula coming at? The boxes, all these boxes you see on eBay are like, they're not all near mint, because every complete in box is going for $75, even if it's shitty or if it's even near mint condition. We have no formula in this retro video game world, and that's what I'm trying to come across of. We need to take the comic book formula of grading systems and then taking it also into the retro video game world, where complete in box is a good can be graded from a 6.0 to a 10.0, and if it's loose, you're not just grading the loose copy. You got to grade that loose copy off of the box. It's not like the box is worth half and then the game is worth half of the box. You can't do that. That makes no sense to me, because a complete in box would be the styrofoam, the manual, any promo in there, the Nintendo sleeve that keeps the loose cartridge protected. All these things take a part into it. So each one has a fraction of the actual worth of this game. And we're not doing that. And another problem is just us going out there and just being stupid because it's a fad right now and everyone's trying to get into retro video gaming, and we're just buying it now, buying it now, buying it now on eBay. And you're just jacking up the price. So if 100 people buy a game at $30, buy it now, it's going to be worth $35 in the next couple months. And then it's going to go to $40, and it's going to go to $50 because eBay people are going to keep upcharging it. And then people out in the flea markets are going to keep going up. And constantly it's going to keep going up. And I don't know if this is the goal that we're trying to do, and it's trying to make this an expensive fad and so people can make money off of it. Well, it's kind of fucked up that you're doing that because you're ruining fans of retro video gaming. And if we lower the prices on these things, it's going to keep it alive. You're going to keep businesses and still in business, like a lot of the retro video gaming businesses, your small businesses. Name a big company out there that does it is Game Exchange. They sell a lot of the retro stuff, and their pricing is kind of reasonable. It's not too overly aggressive. It's probably about $5 cheaper than anything you buy on eBay on every title, and then big title is probably about $10 cheaper. But it's gonna ruin it. You're gonna take a lot of these businesses out of business. You're gonna ruin the actual community. You're not gonna see your children playing this stuff anymore, because then they're gonna revert to just using a computer and downloading ROMs, where I can just do that and then repo carts if I really wanted to. And then what stops me from, I just need to go buy a copy of some shitty ass title, open it up, take the chip, clear it out, and then load the new ROM onto that chip. Like that's all it takes. It's not hard to make a repo cart. And I think all these play in a factor, and it's going to ruin the retro video gaming world. It's just the prices are skyrocketing too high, and I think that's a problem. I understand, Action 52 being so high in demand because you're not coming across those anywhere out in the field. Konami titles like Contra, Castlevania, and then you got your Ninja Gaidens on Tecmo, you got, your Double Dragons, your Capcom titles like Mega Mans and all that. You come across those. I mean, some of the Mega Man titles you may not come across of. It's a little bit more rare. But you come across a lot of these like Contra or Castlevania. You always come across these titles. They're out there, and I know the demand's high on it, but the supply is also high on it. And I don't think those games should be worth around $35 to $25. It's outrageous. And then you'll go on eBay and you'll see a shitty ass copy where the label's all fucked up for $30, and you got a near mint that's worth $30, and it makes no sense to me. Like, we have no order in this retro video game world. I think we need to adapt the comic book philosophy of grading these video games, and where complete in box is a 10, near mint, like it's factory sealed, and that's where it is. And your loose copy is out down there in the 2.5s into the 3.0s. Now a lot of you are probably gonna be like, man, your philosophy is gonna jack even these prices up even more. No, you're gonna take the prices that we're paying right now. So a Contra complete in box is worth $75. That should be your near mint. You don't try to jack the price up anymore. That's what you're gonna pay for it. So if you come across a factory sealed Contra, then I don't know how much that goes for. I haven't looked for one. That's really rare to come across of. But say near mint, perfect, everything, boxes in complete order, everything in it, it's $100. A loose copy should be roughly around 20. That's my philosophy. It should be 20% of that box for a loose copy of anything. But I don't have that much time to talk here, guys. I wish I can do an hour segment on this, so I gotta break it down to 15 minutes. At 14:30 right now. So please comment on this, guys. I really like to get the discussion going, and you guys don't have to retweet it or share it or whatever. I don't care about that. I just want you guys to push this word out there and my philosophies. But thank you for watching, guys, and I hope this makes sense to you like it does me. Peace out.